it going? All right, I'm gonna level with you. I am feeling better, but I still feel really strange. One of the many things I was born with, one of which is an auto-inflammatory disease, which is different than autoimmune. Over the last couple of weeks, it's really trying to teach me some manners as far as overdoing things and pushing myself too hard. So finally, I've been to the doctor, well actually the ER, got some medication, and I'm taking it easy. To me, taking it easy is things that involves not having to get out of my chair onto the floor, not leaning over or exerting or doing anything too crazy. Other than that, fair game. If I can stay in my chair and doesn't require too much energy, we're all good. So that being said, if I say anything that sounds strange today, that's probably why. We're gonna do a few random things, and I actually finally used the inverter that I installed in this thing to cook dinner finally. But then also I'm gonna talk about iPhones and kind of a cool thing you can do with NFC tags. I'll explain more about that later. And by the way, I know everyone has their preference for phones. If you don't like iPhones, there's time codes down below so you can skip past that part. But the reality is some people use a certain brand of phone, other people use another brand of phone, and I just happen to run across something that is useful, I think, in some cases. So anyways, comment as you will, but if you see them magically disappearing, you probably said something that wasn't too nice. Nah, I'm just kidding. Pretty much everyone that watches these videos is trying to help everyone, and that's what we're here for. In case you weren't aware, on the other channel, I'm going to link all this below. The last couple days have been kind of some interesting things. The short version is I went to the urgent care clinic, and essentially I was not allowed to be seen because I use a wheelchair. I know that sounds crazy outlandish, but there's a video link below where I talk about that. And then after that video, there's about an hour-long live stream where things kind of got resolved, where I explained what happened. But anyways, check all that out. Really interesting stuff. I'm still really surprised the things that can happen in the year 2022. I thought we were living in the future. Anyways, enough babbling. Let's start with whatever I decide to edit into the video next. All right, we're coming back out here to check on something. For the very first time ever, we are using the inverter and the batteries to cook a roast in the Instant Pot. And we're giving it some rock music just in case. Looks like it's still going. We got 40 minutes left. I should probably get up in here though and actually look at the inverter control panel to see what it says. These batteries I'm using, there are 4 of them. There's 2 parallel pairs in series, but they're brand new 12 years ago and haven't really been used. Ooh, it smells like food in here. Let's see here, where are we at? Okay, so we're still holding at 23.8 volts. Excellent. Oh, load is 0. So this Instant Pot pulls like 1200 to 1500 watts, but this element cycles on and off. So it's probably in an off cycle right now because it's warm enough. But yeah, I don't think that's supposed to be a gauge for how charged the battery is. It just has one random line, but anyways, seems like things are happening. So we'll come back in another 38 minutes and see what's up. Ooh, YouTube. Maybe I'll just watch and see what's going on YouTube. Oakley dokley. This thing finished 5 minutes ago. So we will do a pressure release on the meat. Don't think that's gonna spray up here. We'll see. Woo! Steam and stuff. Oh yeah, that's getting... Ew, gross. It's all over my face now. Ugh. It is gonna smell like roast in here for days. Oh yeah, what's our battery at? Still load of 0%, but 23.8 volts. So, I don't think we use too much capacity cooking this. Come on, pressure relief. You can do it, come on. I'll just push the thing down, there we go. Oh, and it got the camera. It's really dark, so you probably can't see it, but I assure you there is a 3-pound pot roast in there. Yay! Alright, I'm gonna take that out of there and carve it up now. But yeah, successful. We used the inverter for the first time to actually do something useful, which is what I'm gonna be doing with it. Cooking food and powering my house with it. Sweet. There's something I wanted to show you guys that I discovered a few weeks ago. Now, this may be old news to some of you, but there's these things called NFC tags. They come in all kinds of different forms. Actually, do I have the other ones? Oh yeah, here they are. This is something that Android has had for years. I mean, I first started screwing around with it back in like 2012 with a, I think it was the first Samsung Galaxy phone. It was the one that was slightly curved. But anyways, there's these little tags that use NFC, or what's called near field communication. They come in a bunch of different forms. You can get these ones here in like a 12-pack for maybe $8 or something. They have other ones that are shaped like these nondescript cards. And then they have even smaller ones that look like this. Now you might be wondering, what are these things good for? Well, back in the day I used an app on Android called Tasker. And it was sort of an IFTTT, which is if this then that, where basically you can set up scripts or automations for your phone to do any number of things. These little cards, actually, do I have a light here? These little cards have memory inside of them and an antenna and a receiver. And let me grab a different light. Thank you to the person that got this off the Amazon wish list for me. But if we look inside this thing, you can see there is a little chip and then sort of some windings that go all the way around it that form an antenna. These things can store just a little bit of information. Over the years, smartphone technology has changed, and Apple now on their phones, at least the newer ones, have NFC readers built in. Now, what does all this mean? Basically, a few years back, Apple on their iPhones introduced this thing called shortcuts, which is kind of like Tasker was. It allows you to run different scripts, do different things, and basically control and automate your phone in a really cool way. I just discovered they now have NFC card support. So check it out. I've got this card programmed to do something when it gets near the back of my phone.
I will say whatever you want.
Did you hear that?
I will say whatever you want.
So you can program these things up to do different things. Like, for example, this one here, I have it set up so it turns off Wi-Fi on my phone when it's nearby.
Wi-Fi off.
So that turns off Wi-Fi. Then I have another one here that can be used to play and pause music. Now, I don't know if this would be useful to anyone, but for me, there's a lot of times where I want to turn off Wi-Fi, turn off Bluetooth, do things like that, and I don't want to futz around with the settings. So in theory, you could glue this to a desk or a wall or something, and if you want to do different functions on your phone, all you got to do is get it near it.
Wi-Fi off.
And it'll do it. Let's jump into the phone real quick, and I'll show you some of the random things you can do with it. So built into your iPhone is going to be an app called Shortcuts. I think it's there by default. Worst case scenario, you can just download it from the App Store. But you just download the app, open it up, and you've got a whole bunch of different things you can do. They have starter shortcuts, so you can set up a few things like making a GIF or send a text. A lot of this stuff integrates with Siri as well. But down here on the bottom, there's this tab that says Automation, and that's what you want to tap on. So let's grab a new one of these little NFC tags here, and let's program it to do something. So you can see here on the screen, we've already got a couple of different things programmed. We're going to hit plus on the upper right corner, and then we're going to tap on Create Personal Automation. Then you want to scroll down to where it says NFC, tap on that, and then hit Scan, and take the NFC tag that you want to use, and hold it kind of on the upper part of the back of your phone, and it will scan. There we go. It's scanned, so now we can give it a name. We'll just call it small tag. Now, ideally, you'd want to name the tag similar to what the function you want it to be is, but in this case, I don't really care. Now we're going to hit next, and here we can do a bunch of different things. We can add an action. You can see there's some suggestions here, like if you want to send a message or open an app. So let's try open an app. We'll just hit the plus next to that. And then at the top here, it's a little bit hard to see, but it says open, and then kind of grayed out it says app. So just tap on that, and then you can scroll through and choose one of your apps that you want to open. I'll just have it open Home Assistant for no reason. Now, usually when I'm setting these up, I like to have it give you some voice feedback. So what I'm going to do is at the bottom, there's a search for apps and actions. So I'm going to tap on that and then type in speak. And speak text comes up. Tap on that. And then right next to speak, there's a little box that's sort of grayed out. You just tap on that and we can put open Home Assistant. That way we have some audio feedback that it's worked. Then hit next at the top, and we're pretty much done. Now all we have to do is, on the home screen, we just get this, the screen of the phone does have to be on. The phone doesn't have to be unlocked, but the screen just has to be on. Now if we get this near the back of the phone, I forgot, there's one more setting we have to change. There's auto launch. It's going to ask you first if you want to do it. So let's go back into the Shortcuts app here and enable this so we don't have to tap on something. The idea is to have it do things without having to do anything on the phone. You just get it near it and it does it. So go back into Small Tag here, and at the very bottom you can see Ask Before Running. We'll turn that off, hit Don't Ask, done. Now it should work. Okay, it was a little bit quiet there, but there you can see, it just opened the app. If we go back to the home screen, I can show you that again. There we go. App's open. I just thought I would mention this. I don't know if it's going to be useful for anyone, but pretty much anything on your phone you can control, including like the flashlight, for example. So we'll just go back in here real quick and change this automation that we just set up to turning on the flashlight. So we'll go back in here to Small Tag, and then we'll delete these two things, add action, and then there's a huge list of things here you can select from, but if you just search, it's a little bit easier. So set flashlight, there we go, we want that, turn it on. The only thing that's annoying is there's no toggle mode, so you'd have to set up two different tags, one for on, one for off, but anyways. So we got that saved. Now, if we get near the phone, flashlight turns on. Now, like I said, it's a little annoying. You can't turn it back off now using the same thing because this only turns it on. But anyways, there you go. Take a look at that Shortcuts app. It does a lot of really interesting stuff, and maybe it'll be useful. I don't know. Like I said, there is an equivalent version of this on Android. I do carry an iPhone and an Android phone with me, but primarily my main phone is the iPhone. So I haven't messed with the Android version of this in quite some number of years. I'm not even sure if Tasker is still something that is supported or if there's something new to replace it. But any kind of smartphone you have, well, I guess there's the main two, iOS and Android. Most of them do have NFC support and the ability to automate things. But I will put links to all of these different style of tags down below. They're Amazon affiliate links, so it doesn't cost you anything extra, but if you do click on them, I get a few cents from each sale. But yeah, something kind of cool. Hopefully it's useful to someone. I think I've said that multiple times, but just a little spark or an idea in the back of your head that might turn out to be functional. Look where we are. That's right, Goodwill again. So I've come here looking for something fairly specific. I'm trying to find some little cell phone 5-volt chargers. Basically a little plug that goes into the wall, plug your phone into. I mean, we know what cell phone chargers are. Work on a bunch of random projects, and sometimes I have little power boards or Wi-Fi boards that need to get a solid 5-volt supply from an outlet. I've been finding on Amazon recently and even eBay, it's really difficult to get a hold of good quality 5-volt power supplies. A lot of times you don't know where they come from. They may or may not have proper safety ratings. So I figure Goodwill is a good spot. They usually have a whole bunch of cell phone chargers here, and they're usually name brand ones. So let's run in here real quick and see what we can find. I'm hoping they will have some. Well, that was a little bit of a strange occurrence. They only had two. Well, technically one. It's this thing here. It's not like a recognizable name brand, but it does at least have the UL listing and USB out. The other thing I got was a little 5 volt, 1000 milliamp power supply. This one has a little tiny barrel jack on the end, but it's got a nice cord and we can cut the end off and use that to power stuff as well. But yeah, this one was, what was this, $3? And this one was also $3. Anyways, a little bit strange. Normally they have a lot more than that, but hey, whatever. I'll take the success where I can get it. Anyways, I think that's going to be about all for today. I did get a few things done, like I got some more of these lights installed in here. I couldn't send an email to the person that sent them to me to thank them, but those were from the Amazon wish list or gift list, also linked down below. But yeah, oh, tomorrow the live stream is going to be an hour earlier. We're going to start at 2 p.m. because I have to end the stream early. I'm taking my van in for repair, and I've got to drop it off at the shop. So anyways, wait, did I say tomorrow? No, Thursday. The live stream Thursday will be 2 p.m. Pacific time zone. Yeah. Anyways, I'll see you guys then. Or something. Have a good one.